Hello everybody and welcome to the Peeanio channel. I haven't done a voice comms video before, so this will be a first, but once again we're doing War Thunder simulator mode. It is probably my favorite way to enjoy this game nowadays. Once you stop playing realistic and play enduring conflict every day, then it's kind of hard to go back to anything but that. Usually I play Britain because that is the nation I am from, along with the nation that I have the most planes in. But today we're playing Germany, doing BF-109 G2 Tropical in Stalingrad for the event. This was a fun event. This was the first game I played, and I thought it was an amazing game, so I thought I'd love to share it. Yeah, we're playing with two different squadrons on our team, two squads of 3, and they've got one squad of 4 on their team. But we are survive victorious, and yeah, I love this game. I was really surprised on how well this went. Usually I don't do too well when I play Germans, especially when I do my first game in Germans for the day, along with a 109 without gun pods. I know most people do not like to use gun pods on our 109s, but it helps to get some of the heavier kills in this. Yeah. Just kind of messing around with all the camera views for a minute here. Right now I'm only flying with a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro flight stick, but I am looking to upgrade in the near future because it's not enough anymore. I want to get the whole HOTAS set up along with track IR and some rudder pedals and start playing some DCS and things like that. Now in the game, I'm recording the recording right now because I wasn't recording live, but there wasn't all these clouds right where I am. And that's one thing that's a bit of a bummer about doing the replay mode as War Thunder, is they don't exactly have everything perfect the way it was in the game. Some things will be off, especially head movement, so it's a little more jerky, I feel, than the way I do it. I just use mouse and keyboard to look around, or keyboard to look around. But for instance, there wasn't all these clouds here in the game I played. I could actually see down to the ground and to the river because we were on the banks of the river Volga, as many of you will know. Just kind of trying to spot people. I could see players out in the distance on my team. Cause now this was a much quicker game. I haven't played the old simulator mode very much back when it was just a matchmaker instead of the enduring conflict, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to go because of that. But it's only a 7-on-7 or 7-on-6, I think, for this game. So it went fairly quickly, and because people were in their squads, they were sticking together, so that helped trim down the time because everybody was nearby to each other. And if we see, the P40 on their team crashed, which made it even easier for our team. But if we look up in the top right, there was 2 Yak-1Bs, 3 Yak-1Bs, a Yak-9, and an IL-2. And I'm starting to spot them here. I think the clouds are getting in the way, but I noticed them by their contrails. I think that might be that. You can see I'm banking probably to, yep, right there. 2 dots, and I think this was the squad of 4. So they would all be there, but I only spotted 2 at this time by their contrails. So in a minute I'm going to start calling for backup and spotting for my team, who came much quicker than I thought they were, even though they're 16 kilometers away. And I was the only guy who went to the north of the map, where the enemies seemed to go. But I think they noticed me here because they turned around into me low. So I'm banking, and it looks like a pretty good setup. So I initiate the dive, do the rollover, pull up, and this is where track IR would be really helpful. But they pulled up into me. They knew where I was, so I didn't exactly get the perfect dive I would have wanted. Saw some flak up there that looked like a player. But this is where the 109's energy energy retention comes into great help. I was able to roll and dive into them and keep on them without faring too badly, even though yaks have crazy good acceleration power and engine power in general. So I managed to survive that gunshot. But then I realized my team's coming in to help. They'd called out in chat, but there's 4 enemies on me, or what I think is 4 because there was a squadron. So use the 109's streamlined body to put it into a dive until I noticed that the rest of the team's in combat. And again, there weren't all these clouds here. I think they were much higher, or at least much less. And I can't see really where everybody is except by dots. So I don't see all the nameplates, obviously, because it's simulator. So we start pulling up. I followed. One thing that really helped in this match was all the contrails. I was able to keep an eye on everybody as they were diving through each other. And I see this yak, easily identifiable by its signature wing shape. And same with the 109. It has a very distinctive tail. But that was a perfect setup. I didn't see him until he was right in front of the gun sight. Managed to squeeze just in time. And here we see another yak following 109. Even though he's not my squad mate, I am of course obligated to clear his 6. So we go in, we set it up, miss the first shot, but we stay on him. And one of the best ways to avoid getting shot in simulator is to do what this man is doing, to fly straight in one way until the plane's getting the lead and then switch just like that, and then just do rolling scissors sort of like that, and hopefully get the be able to switch onto the other person's 6 like that. But he was trying to dive away. I'd got hit, but it didn't do anything to me. I was completely fine after that. So but I was doing engine control, so I was staying on his 6 well. And I do use quite a lot of ammo trying to take him out like this. But we get some hits there. We're diving down to the river. At this point, I've shot down 1. Another has been shot down by somebody else. And there we go, kill number 2. Clear 6. I thought it might be clear, but I wasn't completely sure. There was still a yak or 2 in the air. So we do a roll. We go back to and hop into the fight. I think it's around this point that I realize that the last player, there's been clearing my 6 again. The last other player must be ground attack because we haven't seen him yet, and we'd been seeing him take out artillery. So I looked sort of down for the fight, and the other teammates are going to shoot down the other player. So once that happens, everybody kind of goes into scramble because nobody knows where the IL-2 is. He hasn't been spotted yet. So we look on the map to see where the our artillery pieces are to go after him there. But we still have a bit of a dogfight here. Yak 1B. Solid plane. A little bit of a slip there. But we think... And this is where I start to lose him a little bit. I didn't quite have my wits together in this fight as much as the other people did. But there's 5 of us on him at this point, and almost get rammed there. That would have been an early end to the video. But everybody's on him, so there's not really too much of a point of me being on here, and I'm using up all my energy to get on this. I have no more altitude, not really much speed. I'm slipping, and this is where I start to notice, maybe I'll disengage here. Yeah, that stall. That stall is really not great in the 109, but it's much worse in the Focke-Wulf. And this is the point where I believe I disengage. Just clear 6, make sure I'm okay, and head off. This is where, in the bottom left, you can see IL-2 has destroyed artillery, so we look, continue clearing 6, because I don't want to be the one teammate that gets shot down by the enemy. And I look, and I can see a dot moving right to left I said, great, there's the IL-2, no problem. The Yak 1 gets shot down, and I just whip my way over to this IL-2. So let's speed that up. Very much faster, the 109 is, than the IL-2. IL-2 37, so 37mm cannons along with bombs, I believe he took. And he'd messaged in chat saying his engine was damaged, and then one of the teammates said GG. But I went to go finish off the match, try to get 3 kills. I'm already top of the leaderboard, but I need to get that score up for the next 109 I need to unlock. And so we stay low to avoid his tail gunner, which is sitting on top of the plane. But we line up the shot, miss. He starts returning fire, but we spray. There's the kill. And the engine, as you can see, is damaged. I would have to RTB if that wasn't the last player on the team, and that was the match. So, there we go. Another great match in the 109 G2 drop. I'd like to thank you for watching. Video hopefully will be more forthcoming in the future. Alright, thank you. Bye.